Generally, the crypto market has been down, which can create a gloomy feeling, and this is normal. If you're feeling this way this past 2 months, it's just a reality check on you still being human. Markets move in cycles, and this is why buying at the bottoms is so hard. Today, let's talk about play to earn and why this is a big deal. Let's also talk about a game that is launching their token as they further build out their ecosystem, and they do have some NFTs that I find attractive. Welcome to the Crypto Rainn channel. If you like money in crypto and you're looking for a real investor take on the crypto market, join the Rainmaker family by liking this video and subscribing with that all notifications bell enabled. No rain, no gain. Now, why the term Rainmaker? Did you know that many years ago the risk takers were the farmers? But farmers depended heavily in many areas on rain. The smart farmers built devices to catch the rain when it did rain and prepared well during the dry seasons so that even when it was dry, they had plenty of water because they had harvested the rain to keep their crops thriving. In other words, they learned to understand the cycles and to massively benefit from them, and they didn't rely on luck. Are you a rainmaker? Well, I hope so. If so, or if not, join us. It is going to be an epic ride in the coming 6 months. Do note, I'm not a financial advisor. As such, this isn't financial advice. I'm a crypto investor, and I personally went from thousands to millions in the past 4 years, learning about the cycles, so when it rained, I was able to harvest massive amounts of rain. I do own or plan to own most of what I talk about on this channel, as I don't talk about crypto projects that I don't believe in. Now, why is play to earn such a big deal? It has a lot to do with ownership. Truly, in most games right now, like Fortnite, you are just renting your items. If you buy them, that gives you the ability to rent it. But if you no longer want to rent it, can you sell it to someone? Nope, not in most cases. In video games, we are all just renters right now. Play to earn embraces an ownership philosophy, as the owners gives us the ability to have actual ownership of the items, particularly as NFTs, so that if they go up dramatically in value, we get the ability to capture that value and then sell it. If we get a legendary drop in a game that is worth $10,000 on the marketplace, we have the ability to sell that item and capture that value. Now, why in the world would an item be worth $10,000? Well, because they are. Why are some sneakers worth $10,000? Why is a piece of paper with a picture of it of an old baseball player worth $2 million? Well, status symbols in some cases, function in other cases, right? What if legendary items improve the gameplay? And you have some people with millions of dollars that to them, yeah, it's worth $10,000. Now, to you who might have earned it on the drop, that might be a year's worth of income, or it might be a month's worth of income, depending on your situation, and you're willing to make that trade. But because of ownership, that is all possible. Now, I predict in the coming decade there will be games where items dropped in the games or earned in the games, some will have values in the millions. We're still very early in this gaming phase. Now, do you remember as games started coming out on phones, at first, the company behind Assassin's Creed tried to make a game for the phones, but it was wildly unsuccessful. It was a total flop. Meanwhile, this other company made a simple game with cute little birds called Angry Birds, and made an absolute fortune by making a fairly simple yet playable game. Now, I was an early investor in play to earn in a game called Axie Infinity. Now, people often look back and say, wow, you were so lucky. I don't know what luck had to do with it. It was research, making a solid, educated guess, and then being patient. Did you know that Axie actually took forever to really become a megastar? It absolutely did terrible for its first Axie NFTs and land sales for the first 18 to 24 months. And then it did absolutely amazing. With that in mind, I want to share with you a project that looks interesting. It has cute creatures, and cute is a really big deal. Cuteness is actually very helpful to catching on. Had an initial NFT sale 6 months ago, and those prices are at very attractive lows. It is presently in the later stages of a token sale for its token through some of the top launch pads, and is introducing some Battle Shroom characters, which we will talk about. The game is called Battleverse. Now, it has some interesting mechanics as I dug deeper into it. I also asked our Star Reacher, Stardust Run, to take a deep dive into it. He liked the characters as well. Fun looking game, easy to play for a few minutes if you don't have a lot of time. Breeding mechanics as well. Also, upcoming land, which allows you to buy, sell, rent, lease plots of land where you can mine resources, produce chips for upgrading characters, build more buildings, which give you greater earnings potential. Now, the banner child of free-to-earn playing is still Axie Infinity, right? But it's running into some challenges. Their earnable token only has one sink that then burns that token. And that sink is breeding. It needs more sinks. But the game itself wasn't made in a way where I see upgrading characters to provide an additional sink as viable. Also, it's been a couple of years and we still don't fully understand how their land mechanics are going to come into play. Battleverse, however, seems made in a way where there can be multiple sinks for the play-to-earn token that can be built out and developed, as well as a use case for building on top of the land. Now, I often get asked, what guarantees do I have that this will do well? I'm pretty sure they missed the memo where we're in a land of zero guarantees when we're talking about investing. That is why we research. We look at the team, we look at the game development, and we make our best guesses. Well, let me show you some things I found while researching them. One of the best places in early research is Twitter. Let me share with you some data I found there. So I pulled up Battleverse's Twitter here. There we go. And if I'm looking then at other sources, I want to click on the actual links from their Twitter. It is much harder for a project to get a fake Twitter account than to get for scammers to create like fake Telegram accounts and other things. So I always click on their central links right here, even their website. So I start on Twitter and I take a look down. Okay, check. It's on Engine Starter. I like that. All right. That's just some paid advertisement. We'll look at some of these things. These are pretty cool. They give some good information, but I'll have a blown up view of them. All right, it's also on Seedify. That's good. That's another top launch pad. Okay. Looking partnerships, fantastic. Okay, so here we have Decubate, and we have lots of advertisements there. Aha. Here we see Battleverse is on Engine Starter, Equinox, Seedify, Oxbow, Wool Perks, and actually a lot of those have happened. There is still time to get it on another place. Now, one of the things that I really like to understand is about the team. And so what I liked about the Twitter, they had these little clips that I could watch a little bit about the team. And so I recommend you go to their Twitter and you watch this clip and then this one down below because it has two of their team members. So you start to get a better feel for the team. And it makes a big deal. So here we have Sergey. I have no idea how to say the last name. Ivanov, I think. And then we have another one of their team members right here. And I like to get a feel for the team because that gives me a lot of detail. So come to their Twitter, and this is a good place where I look at some of the information. Now let's look at some other things. Here we have top 10 Launchpad token sales ratings. Now this is done by Cryptograph Ratings, but out of the different ones coming up that they rated, they gave Battleverse the top rating, which gave it a community rating of 92 and an investor rating of 90, which gave them a total score of 92. I like that. Now it only lists Seedify's launchpad here, and Seedify does have a very popular launchpad, and they do launch some very popular projects. If you come here, you have another detail, and this has all the different launchpads that they're on. Notice this one at the end, Game Station. Now one of the things I really like about Game Station, I know some of the team members. I know one of the researchers behind it that researched this one, as well as their tokens are a very attractive price. Now today is Tuesday. It is the 15th. They are launching very soon, so if you hope to participate on this, I think the 17th. and you want to get on the IDO, I think there's still time, and you can do that by going to GameStation. You will have to launch the app, and then you will have to acquire tokens. You can acquire the tokens through QuickSwap with a MetaMask wallet or Trust wallet. You can then use QuickSwap to get the tokens that you need and then stake them. You also have to go through KYC as you do in all the launch pads. So that's in order to get the tokens at the IDO. If that's not of interest to you, now the tokens do have, if you get them at IDO, there is a little bit of a lockup with a fairly quick vesting. Within the first couple months, I think you get all your tokens. The public sale price is 5 cents. Private sale investors, which I think their lockups are quite long, only got 1 cent cheaper. So that is not a bad price on public sale price, especially since your lockups are very short. Let me share with you another way that you can participate in here. So GameStation, I like this. Some of the top ones that I participated in have come through GameStation. All right, now where can you participate? You can participate on OpenSea with their Gen 1 of their baby battle bots. Now they released these 6 months ago, and when they released these 6 months ago, their prices did very well. In fact, darn it, the one I was looking at sold. Okay, so this one you can buy 4.05 ETH plus a small ETH transaction fee. Now what's interesting is if we look back in time, it had a sale for 0.22 ETH 6 months ago. So right now you're able to buy it at a 75% discount. Did you know Axie Infinity, I participated in the land sale. I missed the Origin Axie sale, but even the Origin Axies had some huge retracements. Initially they did pretty good, and then games take a while to develop. People got bored, and so actually both the Origin Axies as well as the land just didn't do very well. It went down below what the purchase price was for a while until it didn't, and specifically it was about 18 to 24 months. I think I participated in the Origin Axie land sale. It was like January of 2019, and so then it really took off about 2 years later. Now, do I think it'll be 2 years before the market picks up and generally things take off? I think that's coming in the next couple of months. In fact, if we were to look at the Bitcoin chart, you would see Bitcoin's kind of taking off again. And it has the potential to pass some major resistance levels and break through. I think it's time. I think there's a lot of momentum that it's likely to happen. But what I do is while things are down, I position myself well so that when the market takes off or when the rains come, I can catch and harvest as much of that rain as possible. This is one of those projects that I like. Now they are releasing a second series of NFTs. So these were the first ones, Baby Battle Bots. And I think it shows it here. So Baby Battle Bots here, and if you go to buy, you'll see that it takes you right to the OpenSea link where you can then buy. And this is what we were just looking at. Okay, and I like those prices. If you think about it, so what is 0.5 ETH? Let's say ETH is trading at 3,000, and I haven't looked at it today. That's about $150, right? Well, they are doing these baby shrooms, and these baby shrooms are launching on the Matic chain. And so what I like about this is you can then go here, and I've got my wallet connected, and I actually just minted one of these earlier. So for 100 Matic, which is what Matic's trading at about $1.80. Let's go to coin market cap is fine, and we go to Matic, and we see Matic is $1.70. So about $180 to mint one of these. Now I minted one myself, and this is the one that I got. So I love the torch, the decorative torch. This is a little dagger. You can look at the rarity score under properties. I guess I have the shield body thing. The head is a liquor. I like this head. Works well for me. Purple is the material. Platforms, so they have different platforms. Secondary material, dark blue. The torch, 10% have these trade, and 8% have the long knife. Okay, cool. Works for me. Here is another one that somebody got with the double head. That is pretty dang cool. And I like this little beehive with the bees running around it. I would say that's probably a really good one to have gotten. All right. So now, which are the better deals? I can't tell you. I do like on both of these that they're Gen 1, right? So I like to buy Gen 1. Now, we'll play a little bit of this video. It gives you a little bit of an intro, like some really good graphics here. They did a good job with this. And I'm just going to skip through it so that we can go through pretty quickly. It's what some of the shrooms look like. And they're going to have land, and they'll have different battles for people, and you have so much energy, so you can do so many battles per day. And it makes sense to me. Now, like all the investments that I'm in, it's a risk. This is one I want to share with you because I like it over most of what I've read in the last few months. And I think it's well positioned to do well. Now, if you haven't already, could you make it rain on that like button? As you help us grow by always hitting that like button, it does help us get more strategic relationships for more giveaways. If you want more giveaways, watch and hit that like button every single time. We do live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So join us on those. That's usually our giveaways are associated by that. Now, if you like this one, fantastic. I suggest you find them first on Twitter, or you can go to Battleverse.io and do some additional research yourself. I liked what I saw. I bought one so far. I'm probably going to be waiting till ETH prices are at a lull so that not ETH prices, but gas fees, so that I can buy some of their ones on the ETH chain. And yes, I do hate that they're on the ETH chain because transaction costs can be so expensive. I really like that the Gen 1 of the mushrooms is right on the Matic chain. Although sometimes those transactions take longer to happen, that's okay. You can always pay to speed them up. It's very cheap on the Matic chain, as well as speeding it up is very cheap. And that's what I did after I was waiting 2 minutes for the transaction. I was like, to heck with it, and I sped it up. So, you can level up your crypto game by joining the Rainmaker community. Now, if you think about it, Rainmakers are like the Navy SEALs of crypto. Navy SEALs are better trained. They're highly informed on ways to analyze situations and outperform the average person. If that feels like what you're looking for, join us. So whether you are here for life-changing money, for some, I know you're here for wife-changing money, or for that Lambo, you're better prepared to realize those goals. Strap in, because these next few months will be hot. It will feel bumpy at times, and it will even feel scary. But like any rocket ship going to the moon, that is exactly what you feel. And I think the rainstorms are coming, and I can't wait. Remember, no rain, no gain. This rap is for you, my Rainmaker family.
Came into the space, chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you could. Was told to buy when it was pouring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I always make the time in mind. I stick the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. Principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Buy when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, go parabolic, then dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. The time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and it's feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but with knowledge to gain show. Sticking out this run cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing and when it's slow will be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. Sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. 2 years time the ball will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go of the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. This game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, the time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough. And that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.